Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cigar Chat brought to you live on CigarFederation.com and the Cigar Federation app. If you don't have the Cigar Federation app, I don't know what to tell you, but you can
You're
download
a straight
it.
loser.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe loser status. Yeah, I think so. First thing we do is insult our listeners. It's awesome.
Why not?
Robbie Raz from Cigar Federation here with you as always. Logan's hanging out in the garage. Logan, is that a gigantic strawberry, like a strawberry piñata thing behind your head?
It's actually...
or is it like a pepper or something?
It's a chili, my friend.
It's a chili.
You know,
Is it a piñata?
You're right.
Is there still candy in it?
There was never candy in it because Allie said she had to have a chili piñata for her 30th birthday, and we never used it, and I'm saving it up just for a rainy day.
I can tell that it's being used a lot because it looks like it's hanging next to an Easton bag that I can only assume is like for softball or something.
You would be correct, actually. I think it's actually, yeah, that's right.
And you played softball last in 1996.
No, actually, I was really good at baseball in high school, Rob.
Really?
I was actually really good. Like, I was all state and everything. Seriously.
Designated hitter?
No, I was catcher.
Ah, there you go. I played catcher too.
They put and I was pretty mobile too back in the day, believe it or not. But yeah, but no, I didn't. And then after that, I played softball on the fraternity team in college.
There it is. Yeah, beer league. Oh, you're not the beer guy, no.
No, we got really drunk though.
Yeah, that's you got to give it up. You got to give it up. Well, we're off to a good start tonight. We've bottomed out already. We've got Fabian here from IndianHead Cigars. And the La Galera, which I just reviewed recently, the La Galera Habano, which so far one of my favorite cigars of the year. Fabian, thanks for joining us, man.
Nice, thanks for having me, guys. It's been too long since I've been in the show.
Seriously, it's been like 2 years, so we're really happy to have you back.
That long?
And thanks for bringing the Miami sunset just over your shoulder.
I know, man. It's nice.
Oh man, I should like really give you a little vibe right now, right?
Oh, we're moving.
All right, let's see. All right, so that's the Miami right now. The sunset's going over there. You really can't see it from this angle.
What floor are you on?
I'm on the 9.
On the 9?
Yeah, nothing major.
Are you like downtown Miami?
I'm right in downtown.
Logan, we need to get back to Miami, man.
I was just there, dog.
Well, not with me.
Well, I know.
We were only there for one day. We squeezed a lot into that one day, though.
Yeah, I know it.
That was a fun trip.
You guys get to go visit places, Cayocho, things like that?
I did.
Well,
I went to El Titan.
Not really on the trip. Logan and I were there for like 16 hours or something something like that. 16 awake hours. So we didn't and we didn't know about Miami traffic.
Oh, dude, it was rough.
Until that day, so
that was a mistake.
That was brutal, man. So yeah, we didn't really know what we were doing, but we had fun, and that was on our way down to Nicaragua for the Cigar Federation Cigar Safari 2 years ago.
2015.
Yeah, wow.
You guys got to get back over here. That way I can show you around.
Absolutely, definitely, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen this year, Logan. SigFed sponsored trip for you and myself. What do you think?
I don't know, dog. The finances are a little lighter on SigFed. Taxes kind of took me out, dog.
Those finances are a little.
I'm laid up for a little bit.
All right. We've wasted enough time, Fabian. Everybody wants to know. You got to tell us. They're asking, what's the story with IndianHead Cigars? Now, it's a label that's been around for a while, but it's just now. I mean, just fairly recently, within the last year or so. Taken over by Hochi Blanco, Tabacalera, Palma. So tell us about that.
Correct. Well, IndianHead was owned by Bill Bach, a great friend of Hochi for many years. Hochi was actually his supplier for the past 20-plus years of the Dominican tobacco part of it. He bought a lot of tobacco from Honduras and Nicaragua from Plasencia. So he's been in the business for a long, long time, and it came to a point where he wanted to retire. His wife was ill, so he kind of wanted to get, to close down the business, but not really. Like, he really wanted the name to continue and flourish, especially his brands. So he asked Hochi if he was willing to go ahead and take over the company and buy it. And it just came at a perfect point where I was out of Villiger. Hochi asked me to look at this company with him. We looked at it. The numbers were great. I told him, like, it's a smart move. they come behind with a lot of great trademarks, and the inventory was a nice inventory he still had. So we could have moved those cigars very easily. So it was just a win-win situation, and it was a perfect venue for Hochi to go ahead and make his brand finally and distribute it with his own distribution and home center out of Miami.
So, so when you say for Hochi to make his brand, I mean Hochi's been around for a while. He's been blending for a while. He's
just a grower.
These are really just his first blends?
Well, they're not his first blends. Obviously, he's blended many things before.
You know what I mean.
100% his brand.
Okay.
100% with other companies. He blends. He makes cigars for other companies. He might be a partner with other companies, but with this one, he's 100% his.
Okay, that's what I meant. But thank you, Logan. I appreciate
that.
You're welcome.
So now, are you working with Tabacalera Palma as a whole, or are you focusing on Indian Head individually?
We're focusing with. Obviously, we work with Tabacalera Palma, but we're focusing just on Indian Head and La Galera to growing that brand. So my focus right now is in the United States is to get those brands out there and La Galera. Obviously, we launched La Galera in 12 countries off the bat. So it was like a big. It actually took us about a year to be able to get everything situated here to be able to launch everything correctly. So it was a lot of like very behind the scenes work, and that's why I've been quiet the last year.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, we were talking offline. This is a good fit for you because I mean you have some history with them as well. So it's kind of a nice, comfortable fit for you to come in and kind of have a brand that you can really push 100% yourself. Put your. I mean, it's the band has your hands all over it. I can tell that already. And we've had this conversation. I mean, I'm a graphic designer. You're a designer. I'm a visual guy. And
is that like a sexual comment?
Not at all.
No. What I mean is, that's
supposed to be a joke. You're supposed to laugh there. Ha ha ha! Cue the laughter. The laugh machine.
Laugh track. No. Well, see, you catch me off guard with comments like that. No, what I mean is, you know what I mean. It's this. When I saw this band, it's got. I mean, it looks like Fabian. It's got that look to it. So I really appreciate that look. It's got that old school ornate feel.
I was just gonna say it's too ornate for me.
Yeah, it's outside of your. You're a bit more.
I'm a minimalist.
Yeah, it's funny. In parts of my life, I'm a minimalist too, like my bank account and things like that. But
your hairline.
Boom! Oh, that was good. No, that was probably the best burn that you've had on me in the history of the show.
Other than that, and then the one, remember the cigar? It's like, when you laugh, you need this cigar. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
That was my best burn ever.
That was a pretty good burn for the show. But I digress. So we've got a bunch of questions. Again, if you're listening live, you can.
What's your position at Indian Head?
Well, hold on. Before we get into that, I want to let everybody know that you can text your questions in to 855-724-0200. I need to memorize that number. 855-724-0200. 855-724-0200. Text your questions in, and you'll be entered to win some great prizes. We've got prizes coming later in the show. Anyway, Logan, go back with your question.
So, Fabian, what is your position at Indian Head Cigar?
I am the Director of Marketing and Director of National Sales for the U.S.
Okay. So you're selling, or you lead a sales team?
I do have a sales team right now. We have actually 9 brokers all through the country already. We're about 90% covered the whole country already.
And 9 brokers.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get, being not a new brand, I mean, the mark's been around for a while, but a fairly new thing, like, how do you get loving out of 9 brokers and not just get pushed to the bottom of the heap?
Well, these brokers obviously know Hochi for years.
Okay.
His history is coming to a point where they're like, oh my God, this is the next big thing. We need to be on board type of thing, And price points are just great. And the thing is, we're hitting a specific market spot that not that many other brands can do it. The only reason we could is because we're very vertical, grower, manufacturer, and direct here. So our pricing can be very competitive because of that.
So, I mean, what you're talking marketing lingo, and I'm a marketing guy. So, what segment of the market are you trying to serve? Because I know the price points are very good. In the $6-ish range and under. Like, because I feel like there's a lot of cigars in that range. So, I'd love to hear what market you're going after.
Well, we're actually going in a huge different market because that was one of the reasons why we got IndianHead as well, because it had a market already with some of the established brands it had. Like it had some naked bundles and it had some very price value cigars that they were moving a lot. So part of that was also because, and Hochi was very smart about getting IndianHead, because it would take the IndianHead brands and all those trademarks and first use brands that even if DA came down with some regulations, we wouldn't have a problem because these are all established brands since before 2003.
Okay.
So the only new brand really is La Galera, which that's Hochi's brand, that's Hochi's baby. So they're all ranged in different prices. Obviously, the Galera is the focus, is the most premium brand that we have. But we wanted, in order for us to be successful, obviously, I've traveled the whole country. I've traveled with many reps. We need to have a nice portfolio for our sales team to be successful and for the retailer to be successful. We don't want cigars to just sit around. We want to be able to move cigars. We want people to enjoy them. So if we're successful at that, the retailer is successful. So if his register is ringing with our brand, then it's going to keep on moving. So we needed a nice portfolio because of that.
So, did you answer my question? I don't think you did. So, answer my question.
Was that very political?
No, it wasn't. It was a good answer, but I was expecting you to say, "Hey, we're trying to hit a premium cigar in a value cigar price point," or we're going for the people who smoke cigars every single day and are looking for that premium cigar in a value price, or whatever. Right? I didn't hear that.
Well, obviously, we have a really great premium cigar that should be valued higher of what it is, but we decided to keep the price down and be very competitive of what's out there in the market. So we wanted to get to those conscious buyers right now, because you have your $10, $11 guys that have to step down to your $8 to $7 range.
Okay. So you're going for a premium cigar at a value price.
Right.
There we go. Rob, your turn.
A premium cigar at a value price that's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
It is, and I'm gonna wax a little bit about this cigar because, and I'm talking about the La Galera Habano. Fabian? What does La Galera mean? I know I have
Let me guess. Angry Rooster. Am I close?
Now would Angry Rooster be the same as Mad Cock?
Yep. Pretty much.
It's the same thing, right?
Same thing.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
La Galera is, in English, the gallery. It's really what they call the rollers room in old factories. So back in the day. So go to any factory and ask anybody in the factory or the manager to take you to La Galera. They'll take you to the roller room. So that's where the magic happens. That's like our slogan, where the magic takes place. It's or La Galera. So that's why Hochi wanted to bring this brand as in the focus to be a very history type of brand where it has the whole ambient, even the names of every size, it has to do something with the factory. It's
funny. I was just looking at that because there's actually a question about this that was sent in via the IndianHead text line.
Dude, I'm telling you.
You guys sponsor our text line today. I bet you didn't know that.
Bills in the mail, son.
This one's from Jeff Madre. He says, La Galera Vitolas are named after items associated with the cigar factory. Now, I'll just go down the list here. The Robusto, which is what I reviewed, is Chaveta. And Chaveta is the blade that you cut.
It's the blade.
And I've tried to use a Chaveta before, and it was not successful. The Toro is El Lector, and I don't know what that is.
Hold on.
That's the reader. That's the man that used to read the newspaper every morning to all the rollers.
Yep. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So while they're working, and he's up in front like he's reading the newspaper to them.
Exactly. He's on a higher chair reading the newspaper and the news because that got him more motivated to roll at a certain pace of the way he was speaking.
Interesting. I've never heard that before. Logan, have you heard that before?
No, but I've been to a couple factories that don't have people roll, but they have a very similar style setup where people go up and announce things / they have the radio playing.
Right. Well, nowadays they'll have the radio playing and stuff like that, but old traditional ways back in the day, mostly the reader that would be up there telling stories or reading the newspaper.
I'd be great at that job.
You know who'd be good at that job? Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
Morgan Freeman would be great.
He'd be putting all the rollers to sleep.
No, dude, Morgan Freeman's awesome. My wife uses this an app that's called Waze, WAZE, I think, and it's like a traffic app, and you can get it narrated by different people, and there's a way you can have it narrated by Morgan Freeman where he's telling you your directions. But I digress. No one cares.
No, I use it. It tells you. It gives you good way of like.
It does actually.
Where the cops are at too.
Yeah, it tells you if there's a cop or if there's an accident. I used it once, and C-3PO was my narrator.
Dude, I was gonna say, did you get the Star Wars one with like Yoda, and it's like, take the third roundabout.
You turn left, you will.
You turn left, you will at the roundabout.
Something like that. The torpedo is cortador. And what is that?
Cutter, which is the cutter.
That's a cutter. Okay. And
so
then
torcedor is buncher, correct?
Say that again.
Torcedor, isn't that the buncher?
No.
No. What is it?
Yes. Torcedor? I don't know if that's a word. It might be.
It totally is. Don't make me bring out Spanish Google. I'm Googling this. I feel like there's issues here.
And now the gorda is pilones, and that's pilons, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Now the question here was in the text message, which I'm all over the place here. Logan, this text thing is although like 7 of them just came in.
I told you, man.
He said, please describe a CEPO, CEPO, as it applies to cigar manufacturing. And I don't see where that. None of them are named CEPO.
That's a European size.
Oh, I see. Which one? Which European size?
That's probably Charlie's question.
The CEPO, it's the 5538.
Oh, interesting. I don't have that one listed. That must be. That's probably for the Connecticut only, right?
Correct.
Aha! See, I'm looking at my review, and I have the European sizes. I have the Lancero, the Corona Gorda, and the Churchill. There were some other questions. Are any of those? And this one actually is from Garen Fry, and he wants to know if any of those the sizes that are available in the European market, and I assume he's talking about the Lancero and the Corona Gorda. Right. Are those ever going to be available here in the States?
They are officially available right now in the U.S.
Oh wow!
Already available, yes.
Since
we launched, we got a lot. There was only a few selected retailers that were able to carry the European sizes. That obviously people that supported us off the bat from the beginning. So we had a small production. That everything went shipped to Europe at the same time, and then I received some. So I was able to go ahead and give some exclusive retailers that wanted to try the sizes. And it just like blew up so much that everybody started requesting the sizes as well. So now we have them available here for everybody.
So is it a exclusive store exclusive type situation, or is it
not anymore? No, not right now.
Wow.
Only the first stores that we really shipped, like the first month, they were able to have that exclusive. But now everybody's allowed to receive the European sizes.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's the kind of thing you like to hear. Logan, you were going to say something?
No.
No? Okay. On that note, you guys, you're listening to Cigar Chat, brought to you live on CigarFederation.com. That was a hell of a segue. The broadcast on the Armed Forces Radio Network around the world. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are out there in the world today. We've got Fabian from Indian Head Cigars here chilling with us and answering some of Logan's very direct and sales questions.
Yeah.
No, Logan, you've been on it the last few weeks about tell me your sales plan. But who's this next segment is brought to us by who?
Huh?
The next segment is brought to us by who?
Oh, our friends at Drew Estate. Get your sub.
God, you're so good at that. Drew,
Lucci, how you doing?
yeah, the next segment is brought to you by Drew Estate Cigars. What's the most recent Drew Estate release?
The Year of the Rat.
Oh, the Year of the Rat, but that's exclusive though. The Herrera Esteli TAA is we just reviewed that as well. So.
Or I guess that might have been the TAA. It's either the TAA or the Year of the Rat. I'm not sure.
The Year of the Rat's tough because it's only one place. Anyway, we'll move forward. But those are a couple of releases from Drew Estate. Check them out, drewestatecigars.com.
Isn't it like at a hockey arena?
Yeah, something random. Yeah, I don't know anything about hockey. They got a blue line and there's a goalie. That's all I got.
There's icing, and the Russians were really good back in the 80s.
Until we beat them.
Until we beat them.
Do you believe in miracles?
Dude, that's like the most motivational movie. That and Glenn Ross.
There's that speech that he gives at halftime. We use that at the Giants games as like we have these different videos that we use for when we're losing late in the game to get the crowd hyped up, and that's one of them.
Great.
It's a nice little speech.
That is, man.
Okay, so let's go through some more of these questions here. We've got Fabian, and Logan, have you smoked either of the La Galera yet? I know you just got your samples. I'm just curious if you smoked it yet. Are you going to smoke one tonight?
I don't know. It depends if you guys quit being jerkwads.
Fire up that Habano. I'm really curious to see what you think.
Hey, first of all, you ain't the boss of me.
La Galera, we're talking about the damn cigar. Come on, Logan.
Yeah, fire it up, dude. Yeah, fire it up.
Listen, I don't take kindly.
Logan doesn't do well being micromanaged. So hopefully,
I do not.
if the mood hits you, you can fire up that La Galera Habano.
Thank you, Rob. I'll fire it up right now.
Now, I posted my review, and I'll kind of go through some of the highlights here. I can't get over the $620 price point. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit. That premium cigar at an everyday price.
Exactly.
I didn't realize what the price point was of the cigar. I try to not do any research especially on a new cigar. And La Galera was new to me when I smoked it. So I didn't look at any reviews. I didn't look at any of the information that was included, with the samples that you sent over. I just wanted to go in blind and smoke it and, see what I thought of it.
Nice.
And I was really, really impressed with the cigar. I rated it. What did I rate it?
93?
A 93 as which is a box split in our rating system. And
Not
I think
a box buy, son.
It's a box split. 93 is the highest. 94 is a box buy. So I gave it the highest box split rating. And my little blurb at the end, I said, La Galera, it's a beautiful blend, and it's priced to be an everyday cigar. So on top of that, it's one of the best cigars I've smoked this year. It's a fantastic blend. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of flavor involved. There's some elegance to it, but it's got a little bit of spice to it as well. So it's got a little bit of a kick to it. So it's going to it's going to hit that modern palate, that term that we like to use a lot. But it's also got enough for folks who are looking for something that's a little bit more than just some spice and pepper and strength. There's a lot going on with the cigar, and I really, really enjoyed it. A lot of the comments that I received when I posted the review, hey, I was really happy to see this review. I've heard a lot about this cigar. I'm glad that you guys reviewed it. I want to go track some of these down. There's been a lot of hype around this.
It's very dense. It's like one of the densest cigars. Do you remember that? It's like being well packed.
I remember it being, it has kind of a stout feel to it.
It's like very stout.
But there's, no draw issues or anything like that.
We're about to find out, Fabian. Be careful what you wish for, son.
We're very optimistic about our consistency. So
that's a line from a true marketer right there.
There you go. There you go. Let's see. Let me go through some more of these text questions here. A bunch of them just popped up. So this one's from Jason Myers. He wants to know who was involved in blending the La Galera blends. Was it primarily Hochi? Is all the tobacco sourced from Hochi's farms?
Well, yeah, it was primarily Hochi and one of his master blenders, of course. That he's been blending a lot of brands with Hochi and some of the things that they make for a lot of other people. But definitely, Hochi wanted to come out with something in the market that he really had something special to it that tasted differently, but in a classic way. So there is tobacco that is very rare from his farms, but he does have some outsourcing. Like the wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano and an Ecuadorian Connecticut. The same thing with one of the fillers of the Habano, it's Pelo de Oro from Central America. So those are the few things that are different, that he outsourced. But the rest of the other stuff, it's from his own farms. And one of the special things, look, I'll start it up. It's let's talk about the Connecticut. So the Connecticut is a beautiful Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with a Criollo 98 and a Piloto Cubano, and the binders of Piloto Cubano. But what's also in the filler that's special is a T112 hybrid that I remember being in one of his farms in Cacagua in 08, 09, when I was working with another company, and I remember him showing us that farm he was working with the Institute of Tobacco, marrying plants to create a hybrid seed. So that year he created a new hybrid seed called T112, and that's what has the Connecticut inside in the filler. So until now, it's when it's finally ready that he was able to blend and work with it. So that's what makes the Connecticut not your regular. You know how in the market there's some very mild Connecticut, might taste a little bit like paper here and there. And then you got your medium body Connecticut that they just stuff too much Ligero, that they just want that kick. We didn't want none of that. We wanted to be somewhere right in the middle between mild and medium with a nice little white pepper spice, real subtle but very creamy and smooth to the taste. So that's what the Connecticut really is. And it's because of the T112 hybrid. So that's something special that he had been doing in the work. I mean, imagine that 7 years ago that he was working on doing the hybrid leaf.
That's one of the things about this industry. Logan and I were actually talking about this before you hopped on, before we got the show started. This industry requires so much patience.
Yeah.
And really planning. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand, patience and planning. But I mean, you have to be ahead of the game to be able to come up with something, work on it, and then use it 7 years later. Like it's akin to to the whiskey industry when you start talking about 12-year aged, 20-year aged, that kind of thing. That's why you're seeing a lot of age statements go away, but that's a story for another time. I have not smoked the Connecticut yet, and listening to the way you broke down the tobaccos that are used, I'm really intrigued by it. So I need to get to it. It fell off my list of things that I'm going to have time to get done before I head out on vacation. So we'll have a review of that posted when I get back in a couple of weeks. So tell us a little bit more about the blend on the Habano.
All right. Well, first let me tell you about the pricing on the Connecticut. So we came with 5 sizes and 3 more for Europe, but those are available now here. So the pricing on the Connecticut, from the smallest ring gauge, you're looking about $350 all the way to $610.
Oh wow.
Yeah. On the Connecticut, amazing price points. Everything.
It just doesn't look like a $3.50 cigar.
Exactly, and we didn't. I mean, we went all out. Like when we were first talking about La Galera, I told Hochi I had some great ideas for the packaging, for the boxes, something different, something very modern, very sleek, and be happy for the retailers. So he pretty much let me go full on with working print-wise with whoever I wanted, and he let me spend some money, which that's very rare. Most of companies would have been like, no, we need to save cents here, we need to do this, but he was just like, whoever you want to print with, whoever you want to work with, he went ahead, and he's like, because this is going to be, something that's going to be, history, is going to be longevity. This is not just something that it's a gimmick, this is going to be a longevity brand. Well,
it's the flagship. I mean, for Indian Head cigars, and it's nice when that vertical integration gives you that opportunity. And granted, he outsourced a few of the leaves that we talked about, but that vertical integration really does give you that opportunity to spend a little bit more on the packaging and the kind of thing that a customer is going to see. They might not know, maybe they don't know Indian Head, or maybe they don't know what La Galera is, but you see it and you look at it and you think, wow, this is a good-looking cigar. And at the very least, I can get somebody to try one of them. And I'm telling you, if you try just one of those Habanos, you're definitely going to come back for a second one. Logan.
And we've been getting that all through the country. I actually been nonstop. I'm actually here for a day. I leave to Dallas tomorrow.
And you were just out in California.
I know. No, I went to California, then I went to Tampa, then I came back. Last week I was in Philly, and New Jersey, and now I'm here for 2 days, but I leave tomorrow to Dallas now.
Wow.
It's like I'm all over, but all through the country, even guys that don't smoke the Connecticut are very surprised about the Connecticut because it gives you that nice little spice. And then they try the Habano, and they're like, wow, for this price point, I'll just buy a bunch every day. You know, it's going to be their rotation regular smoke.
Yeah, absolutely. And that I was kind of stunned, like I said, and I'm repeating myself now, but I was stunned by the price point on that cigar. If I would have looked up and saw that was a $10 cigar, it wouldn't have surprised me.
Exactly.
So, and and again, we're gonna have some giveaways later, so a lot of you guys who are listening are gonna get to try it.
Let me show you. I don't know if you've seen the box.
I haven't.
This is the Habano box.
Wow.
This is the Habano box. It is a Ecuadorian Habano, a Dominican Corojo binder, and the fillers the Criollo 98, Piloto Cubano, and Pelo de Oro.
Like now, Dominican Criollo 98 or Nicaraguan?
Dominican. And again, we printed this out of Holland, you know, the best printers in the world. So this is a beautiful band, beautiful. The design is amazing. And again, price point from the smallest size, $4.95 to $8.20 for the biggest ring gauge, which is a 60 by 6 1/4.
So, and just to refresh, the Robusto, which is the size that I reviewed, 620. So.
Correct.
So yeah, no, and it looks great. I mean, that's again, it looks. We know each other a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And we've spent some time together. We talked a little bit. This very much looks like you.
Yeah.
and that's a compliment. I like, and I even mentioned it in the review that I like that when it comes to cigars, I like that kind of ornate classic look, and I like some of the new stuff too. I mean, with some of the companies that do things that are very different. Like I would say, like a Drew Estate is on a very different spectrum than what you guys are doing with your packaging, and I like their packaging as well. So it's not an exclusive thing, but it was very, very clear when I saw it that Fabian was behind it. Yeah, well, absolutely.
He had a couple guys that worked. He even had Holland work on the design. But when I saw it, it just didn't call it didn't call that it was the main brand. You know, it just wasn't the right fit. So I got to work on it. Like, there's really nice little subtle things that have to do with the band. Like, everything means something. There's a little design elements that incorporate his whole family in the band. You know, that once people hear the story of, like, you know, there's things that, his kids are in the band. His factory. Each picture that's in the band, one of them is a painting in his room, in his office, which is the lector. He's reading in the rollers room. That painting is actually in his office. The other painting of the farm is actually in the packaging room. So those are all subtle things that I took from the factory and from him pretty much to put in the band and in the whole design together. And only somebody that's really close to somebody or sees what's going on in their manufacturing or takes time to see the little details could incorporate that, you know? And I think that's what makes it more special.
So in a way, you take the average cigar smoker in New York and you actually bring them to the showroom. See? I like how you did that. I appreciate it. I picked up on it. Logan, feel free to jump in with any questions if you've got them. I'm going to go down these audience questions here. A bunch were texted in.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So, in the blend, I mean, other than the Palo de Oro, like, it's pretty much, other than the Ecuadorian Habano or wrapper as well, but I mean, it's primarily Nicaraguan, or primarily Dominican cigar. I mean, the market, I mean, I think, as everyone knows, I mean, it's definitely shifting towards Nicaragua, where a lot of palates seem to be lying. So how, in these blends, what would you recommend to someone who gravitates more to a Nicaraguan-style cigar?
Well, the market had been going to Nicaraguan for a long time in the past. But I think in the last 3, maybe 4 years, Dominican cigars have gotten more of that strength and more of that peppery that a lot of people are looking for. And I think that has started to come up in the Dominican side of it. The reason why he blended these and did a little bit more aging on them is to be able to get that little different spikes that a Nicaraguan would taste. if you give the cigar to let's say just a guy that loves Nicaraguan or Honduran cigars, he would probably categorize it and say, oh man, this is kind of like, is this a Central American cigar? This doesn't taste like a Dominican cigar, you know, because it's just overtaking that flow because of that nice peppery to it.
I would actually, sorry, I was muted. I would actually agree with that. I didn't get a ton of that Dominican profile, that Dominican twang that we talk about.
I do.
I didn't get a ton of it. There's a little bit of it there, but for me, like, I didn't get, and I know I noted that in my review. I'll have to revisit what exactly I said, and I'll do that while you're talking, Logan. But I got a little bit of it, but not a ton.
I think it's the Criollo 98, like the Dominican Criollo 98, for me just kind of stands out. Like, there's leaves that stand out to certain people. They're like, oh, smoking something. They're like, oh, that definitely has broadleaf or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a leaf that I know when I'm smoking and I'm smoking it.
Right.
And it just does not hit me right.
Well, that's going to happen with anybody. I mean, there's going to be a particular leaf that I'm trying to think of one that sticks out to me that I know I don't like. Estelí Ligero for me, it tends to be.
What?
I know people love it. It's
You're nuts.
That Estelí. Well, it's not a leaf that I have that adverse reaction to where I won't smoke it.
Right.
But I tend to be more sensitive to it, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
And I'm more sensitive to spice, and it's not something that I've tried to hide from people.
You like creamy.
Yeah, and this cigar actually has some spice to it, some spice up front, but it's got some creamy notes. It's got some of that cinnamon spice in there. I'm looking through my review here. Cedar, some notes of raisins in there as well. That's the type of stuff that more in some milk chocolate, mild milk chocolate, some cedary notes, some nuttiness. That type of profile to me, and I don't necessarily gravitate to Dominican cigars. I really gravitate more to Nicaraguan cigars, but I think that says something in the fact that I enjoyed the cigar as much as I did. So,
right.
But again, if that's a leaf that you're sensitive to, like Logan, like you are, then maybe it might rub you the wrong way.
It's a rubbing.
little rub.
A little bit of rubby dub.
So hold on. I got a question here from Bob Dog. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your Bob Dog.
Bob Dog question here, and now I'm gonna rely on Bob that his information is correct here, Fabian. So if it's not, we'll move forward.
Don't hold us liable.
He says, Fabian, can you reveal any details about the 2 new releases that you are planning?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh.
He's got the Bob Dog apparently has the inside info.
He has some insider info.
Seriously.
Huh. How about I show a little exclusive to you guys?
That would be wonderful.
This is why we love Bob Dog too, by the way.
All right, and I'll be quick about it because I don't really want to release too much information. But
it's already up on Twitter.
Why we got IndianHead was smart because it had some great trademarks that had some legs on the tobacco, on the brand, but they were lacking the pizzazz, the perfect look, the perfect packaging, and I think that was all shifted. So when we got IndianHead, there was about 4 brands that really caught my attention, and I told Hochi, listen, this is what I think we could do with this. What do you think about that? And we came agreement of like this would work really well. So one of them was called Rough Rider Sweets. It was actually a flavor cigar. It was sort of like a backwards type, very cigarillo type.
I was thinking like Swisher Sweet.
That's exactly what I picture when you say something like Rough Rider Sweet. Yeah.
Boxes of 50, and they were like one of the top sellers. Amazing. They came out in 4 different flavors, rum, vanilla, and a whiskey, and they did really well. But when I saw the name, I'm like, man, that's a pretty cool name, Rough Riders. And I come from, the East Coast. So when I think Rough Riders, I think motorcycles, the theme, DMX and all this. Yeah. I'm like, I want to do something with that. And I showed the idea to Hochi like a month later and the boxes, and he was just like, man, he's like, there's a big section of the market that we could come in, and if we're very competitive, we could break into. So this is the new Rough Rider Sweets. It comes in boxes of 25. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Boxes of 25. and it's a very mild Connecticut, but it has a sweet tip.
Oh man, don't get me on those naturals, dog. That sweet tip.
Look at that. You see the wings, you see the skull, you see a very biker theme.
Yeah, interesting.
So it's a Rough Rider sweet. It's a very nice, mild Connecticut. It's a great Connecticut blend that he had ready, and we put a nice sweet tip on the wrapper, so you get some sweetness, but then you get a lot of the mellow flavors into it. Imagine a very sweet tip for $3.25 to about $4 stick.
Huh.
So I've got two questions. One is, how do you put a sweet tip on a cigar?
It's a process of honey, molasses, a little bit of wine as well. But once the cigar is wrapped, then it's put with a specific sponge that goes on the tip.
Okay, got it. So that's
like cigarillos. Like if you ever see cigarillos, the machine-made cigars in Europe and stuff like that all have sweet tips. They all go through a machine, and they have a little sponge that as soon as the cigarillo passes through, it sponges the sweet tip, and it continues.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you basically are just lubing up the tip. And then my next question is, on that, when I looked at that box, it looked awesome. But are you expecting any sort of trademark issues? Because it looks just like the Los Calaveras Crown Heads logo. And then the side looks just like the Nomad logo.
It's totally different. We have wings and stuff like that. We're looking more of a Rough Rider theme and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay, I'm just asking. It just, when I caught my eye for that brief second.
I didn't see Nomad there, Logan, but I definitely
saw the wings on the side.
A Dia de los Muertos type feel.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's just cool with it doesn't have none of the paintings of like Dia de los Muertos and stuff like that. It's actually roses and things like that.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so what else? There was two. We talked about two.
We have that. The next one we have Cuban Aristocrats. They had Cuban Aristocrats in bundles. They had them. IndianHead had them in Connecticut, Maduro, and Sumatra. But just very plain, very just words on the band. So when I saw it, I'm like, man, such a perfect name. Like, what's going on with this? So I made some research of the old Cuban Aristocrats. So they used to be a very old school Cuban Aristocrats back in the 1300s, 1400s. And I designed something out of that. And after working with La Galera with Rida from Holland, they have an immense library of old school bands and old school artwork that goes back through history. So they showed me what they had of the original Aristocrat. And with that and with my design, I went ahead and made the Cuban Aristocrat box and the new Cuban Aristocrats.
Oh, wow.
So it's very Cuban-esque.
Who is that on the band?
Who is that? I was just going to ask.
That's the actually original Aristocrat. Original Aristocrat.
And who is that? Who is the original Aristocrat?
It has no name. There's no name. I mean, you know.
It's just Logan will figure it out.
That's my great lost triple back great grandfather.
So this is the band. The band is very old school, traditional, very Cuban-esque type of brand. So we wanted to make sure that we took advantage of that great name and put it again in. Obviously, right now, just for showing, I have a Sumatra and Connecticut.
Okay.
But they come in different color boxes with the different names and stuff like that. This is just my sample that I just received from the printing, just so I could okay a few things here and there. And it's going to come in 5 sizes, and it's going to retail in the $375 to about $475 range. Again, long filler as well. So those are the 2 brands that did well, because remember, these are brands that they were very low cost, and they have a following already. So we wanted to make sure that we stay true to the following that IndianHead already had. So IndianHead is a company, but we don't have an IndianHead brand. We have other brands under the company. Indian Head is just the name of the company. We're never going to come out with a brand called Indian Head. You know, our focus is the brands that have the trademarks and have the names already and are established. So we wanted to make sure we took care of the guys that were buying the bundles, the Cuban Aristocrat bundles, and they love that taste, they love that flavor. At that price, we wanted to continue just to give them a better packaging, maybe change the blend to a little bit more 2016 blend, where you get a little bit more spice here, a little bit more flavor here, and depending on the blend. And we wanted to make sure that they were happy with that. So I believe so far we've accomplished that.
Interesting, and it's funny for some reason. The name Indian Head, you and I don't know why. We were having a conversation about this on in the chat room on Cigar Chat today, or Cigar Federation today. It was confusing to people because there's other Indian this, there's other Indian motorcycle, and there's Indian tobacco that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And so is there a correlation between the two? No, there's not. And why is it? Everybody thought it was a little bit strange that, well, it's called Indian Head, but the cigars aren't called Indian Head. But then again, there's all the other companies. Like I'm wearing a Crowned Heads hat right now. There's not a Crowned Heads cigar.
Liga Privada.
There's not a Drew Estate cigar.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're all called something else.
Exactly.
I think it's just I don't know. I don't know why there's confusion with that, with this company specifically. But anyway, you brought up a couple of key points. I want to get to it on the other side of this real quick. Just to remind everybody, you're listening to Cigar Federation Cigar Chat, brought to you by CigarFederation.com, broadcast around the world, the Armed Forces Radio Network. We're here with Fabian from Indian Head Cigars. Logan, the final segment's brought to us by Drew Estate again. They good.
They good. Get the year of the rat when it's launched.
Yeah, I would like to smoke that today.
Hey, I mean, smoke anything you want.
That TAA though, the Herrera Estelí TAA is pretty good. So you brought up Fabian a lot of points there that you guys took over the Indian Head Cigar Company name, and with that came a bunch of trademarks and cigars that really already exist. So in a way, I don't know what the right term is. You're taking over this company, but you're kind of taking their baggage, if you will. You have to create these specific cigars. Maybe baggage is a harsh term. But Garen Fry asks, why buy Indian Head cigars instead of creating just a brand new line if Ho Chi wanted to do some blending and come out with his own cigars?
Well, one was because obviously Indian Head, the company, was owned by his dearly friend Bill Bach, so he wanted to go ahead and continue his legacy with that as well, And two was because all these brands have been pre-sold since 2002, 2001. So if some of this FDA things, regulations or something come about, these are all grandfather brands. They're not all new brands. They're just all grandfather. They have the trademark, have the first use on some of these trade names like Cuban Aristocrats and stuff like that. Cuban Twist is another one, and the only one that's a brand new brand is La Galera, and that's the focus of Ho Chi as a premium brand.
Interesting. So how many names and trademarks are there to begin with?
There's about 8 to 10.
Holy monkey!
There's about 8 to 10, and we definitely under Tabacalera Palma and La Galera and stuff like that. There's about 30 other,
Oh sure, yeah,
and stuff like that. But through Indian Head, it's about 8 to 10. But we just wanted to focus this year on about 4 of them. So these are 2 that I showed you. I have 2 more that will be ready for the show.
Interesting. Yeah. So 4. Okay. So.
Yeah, so we'll have 4 at the show plus 2 of La Galera.
And La Galera, okay. Now, so there's got to be a super premium in there somewhere.
La Galera is the super premium. It's just at a lower price point.
Good answer.
Are you thinking maybe a high expensive $10 to $15 cigars?
When I say super premium, yeah, that's kind of that stratosphere that I'm referencing, yeah.
Well, we consider La Galera super premium. It's just at a lower price point.
Okay.
He's using the best tobacco, the rarest stuff that he has for his cigar, So would there be maybe a limited size or limited run of something coming up at the show? There might be.
Interesting.
you know, but we definitely won't be at a huge high price point range because we don't need to be at the high price point range. You know, we're very vertical, and we wanted to make sure that we have this cigars very accessible to the main market, and that's pretty much everybody.
That's kind of awesome. And again, obviously, I thought the cigar was fantastic. I gave it a 93. Logan, you're having a slightly different experience because that particular leaf, I can't remember which one it was, but was the
Dominican Criollo 98.
Yeah, and that's just not. It doesn't tickle you where you like to be tickled.
Not at all.
It happens. I mean, it's now is that
it's not that it's bad. It's just I mean, it's one of those things where if you've got, you know, I mean, I don't like unsweet tea, and if you make me drink unsweet tea, I'm not going to drink it because it just tastes like crap.
Like they say, Logan, taste is subjective. Some people have it, some people don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
That was actually kind of a jab at you, but I'm glad.
Yeah, I know. I think I just actually heard myself right there after I think about it.
Some people don't.
That was funny. How much time we have left?
Hold on, boss.
We got a few minutes, right?
We got a few minutos. Let me just take a look here. Get the exact time. Brought to you by Indian Head Cigars. 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
La Galera.
Okay, so now I think we've referenced the factory. Stefan wants to know what is the name of the factory that the cigars are coming out of?
Tabacalera Palma,
okay.
Which I'm sure you guys have heard. You know, many of accolades and awards that they've gotten already with other.
Absolutely. Yeah, Aging Room comes out of Tabacalera Palma. I know that there's another one that I can't think of. The name is escaping me, but I know Aging Room comes out of it.
Well, no, and so does Señorial and Freya.
Oh, yeah, Jose Blanco,
there's
yeah.
all types of cigars.
Yeah,
there's a ton of cigars coming out there.
Señorial, he's making a great cigar for him as well.
Yeah, did the 65th anniversary come out of there as well?
Yeah.
That was a beautiful cigar. I loved that.
Oh, yeah, it's a good blend.
Big fan of that one myself. Okay, a couple more text questions here on the Indian Head text line. This one's from Garen. I think we kind of talked about this, but we'll be more specific here. He wants to know if the Habano and the Connecticut are the same blend, but with different wrapper. I know you talked about the blends. I think they're a little bit different, correct?
They're totally different, yeah.
Yeah. So they're not just a little bit different; they're completely different.
Yeah, they're completely different, definitely. Okay. Even down to the Criollo 98, they both use Criollo 98, but they use Criollo 98 from different parts of the Cibao Valley. So where in one part it'll be more sweeter, and in another part will be more spicier and more flavorful. So that's even different as well.
Yeah, I might have to fire up this Connecticut in the morning. I might have to do that.
That's the first thing you do. Just try out that Connecticut in the morning. You see, like, I see exactly what Fabian was talking about. It's totally different.
I might have to do that. I really wanted to smoke it during the show, but I'll be completely honest. I haven't. I'm getting ready to leave on vacation. I leave in like 35 hours, and I haven't had time to do anything. And I had to bottle 10 gallons of beer today. You know how long it takes to bottle 10 gallons of beer when you don't have an assistant? It was horrible. I was all over the place. I still have beer on my hands. But whatever. What are you gonna do?
That's how you get ants.
No, it's cleaned up. You know what? I was actually worried. Nobody cares about this, but I brewed a chocolate milk stout, and to get that chocolate flavor, I used cacao nibs, which you kind of soak in the beer in a second.
Cacao nubs?
Nibs, N-I-B.
Oh, okay.
Nibs. It's spelled just like cocoa, but you call them the cacao. Anyway, I was worried because I was trying to get that out of my out of the fermenter that I'm using, and I couldn't get it out. And then so cacao nibs, the thing ripped, and the cacao nibs went everywhere. And I'm worried that my dogs could eat it. They could die from that.
Yeah, that mess them up.
Yeah, so I had to go, and they're like these tiny little chunkies. So I had to go through and clean all that up too. It's just
like little rat turds.
Yeah, they don't taste like that, but yeah, I don't know what rat turds. I don't know what rat turds taste like, but if they taste anything like cacao nibs, they would be more popular. Well, a couple more questions here. I know we're just about up against it. Fabian, this is a very important question. Shooter wants to know if you can sing.
If I could sing? Oh, yeah, because I'm a singer? Not at all.
Can't
you tell by my accent? I'm not a singer at all.
Now, but see, here's the thing. Now, when you're driving, though, I like to sing when I drive. I can't sing to save my life.
Why don't you sing us a little something?
I'll sing a little ditty.
Sing it right now. Pick a song.
I need a background track. I can't just sing. But I will do some. I like to do a little Frank Sinatra when I do some karaoke.
That is so.
Oh man, the summer wind. Forget about it. I'll tear it up. And Margaritaville. Woo. But then occasionally I'll get like Jodeci or something on, and I'll sing like I can actually sing, and I can't, and it just sounds horrible. But I enjoy it. It's fun for me.
Well, how about this? A challenge at the IPCPR show. We'll bring a track. You guys gonna be there recording. We'll try it there.
Oof. All right. Once
we'll check it out.
We'll get Logan in the tube top, and I'll do some karaoke for
whatever, man.
For IPCPR coverage. Do we have time for any more questions, Logan? What are we looking at?
We got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. So, Fabian, are you happy that IPCPR is back in Vegas?
Obviously. No, I love it both. I love the New Orleans. I love the food. I have like family there. So I was staying with them, for 3 days before and 3 days after. So I got to spend a lot of time there. I have a lot of friends in New Orleans, so I liked it. It was really too muggy, and the humidity too strong for me. It was brutal. But besides that, it was cool. Back in Vegas, we're in the air conditioning, but you come outside. It's a party town. It's a food, gambling party town. I like to gamble a little bit here and there. So a lot of my friends are DJs in Vegas, so I get to go to nice places and go enjoy a couple tunes here and there. So it's gonna be fun.
So Logan, a couple of things. When we get to Vegas, I'm not gonna let you drink.
Well, I never drink.
You're not gonna let me gamble. Okay. And when we're looking for something to do, like after hours, we're gonna call up Fabian because he's gonna know where all the hot DJ spots are.
I know, man.
I'd love to see Logan on the dance floor. That'd be fun.
Dude, dance bird of our generation.
Why don't we set that up? Let's do one night in Vegas with like Alera and Fabian.
Absolutely.
See where take us. I guarantee you won't sleep.
I'm in. I got to tell you, I'm a little terrified of what that might look like.
I'm in.
A little bit of dinner, then a little bit of drinks at the cigar bar. Then we're gonna end up at Dre's, then at the MGM, then Spearmint Rhino, and then in and out.
Isn't Spearmint Rhino a strip club?
It's a strip club.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know, man. If you got me drunk, I would be down.
We're not letting that happen. Bull in a China shop. Logan is the
horrible.
Bull, and Vegas is the China shop.
I can tell you some stories about the time in Vegas.
No, bad times. No, it's going to be for the After Dark segment because I think we're right up against it.
That's just embarrassing.
We'll do a little roller coaster ride or something, drunk.
Ooh, they have the roller coasters up on
the
top
stratosphere?
No, I'm good. I'll pass on that. Fabian, it's been a lot of fun. We're at the end of our Armed Forces Radio segment. Thank you for hanging out with us and and making Logan laugh. That was fun. But no, guys, you got to look for La Galera and the other ones. We had the Rough Rider Suites, and what was the other one?
Cuban Aristocrat.
Cuban Aristocrat. Okay. And all the information you guys have, is your website up?
Just go to IndianHead Cigars. You'll find a lot of information there coming up.
Perfect.
And you guys are doing a nice giveaway as well for La Galera.
Yep, we're going to give away as well. So the Armed Forces Radio segment listeners, email Logan at cigarfederation.com, put La Galera, put Indian Head Cigars, AFRN, in the subject line. Let us know how we can get those cigars to you. We're going to pick a couple of winners. Thanks again for tuning in. As I say every week, you guys are built to do something I'm not built to do, so thank you for putting your personal safety on the line to fight for our freedoms around the world, keeping us safe here so we can sit around and talk about cigars. We'll be back. We're not going to be here next week because, Logan, I'm traveling, you're traveling. We'll be back the week after. Guest is still TBD at this point, but it's going to be fun. So we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Everybody have a great weekend, great weekend, another great week after that. Stay safe, and we'll catch you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, guys. See you guys at the show.
Later. And we're fucking back.
Yeah, we're back. You can say fuck, shit, bitch, cockballs, all that stuff now. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be totally honest with everybody, and it probably showed about halfway through the show. I haven't eaten anything today, and I had a Firestone Luponic Distortion.
So you were drinking your dinner?
And this isn't very high. It's like 5.9%. And then I busted open a bomber of the Zombrew IPA from Epidemic Ales, which is right here in Concord, California at 7%. I've had a pretty good buzz going since about halfway through the show. Did it show? Did you guys notice?
I mean, you're just like normal, so I mean, I guess you're just buzzed all the time, fucker.
I'm like feeling good right now too. It's like my third cup.
Yeah, you're working on some.
Little like I kept on pouring.
I did. I actually every time you tried to pour, I tried to talk, so you'd have a minute. You could pour it, take a sip, so Logan would stop, giving you a hard time.
I wasn't giving nobody a hard time.
No, you weren't. You were being
compared to last week, dog.
Yeah, Logan, you were on the rampage last week. So much so that I'm gonna let people in. Logan actually called me after the show and said, "Hey, was I really mean to those guys?"
Yeah.
I felt like I was being a complete asshole.
Who was it?
Who did we have on last week?
Fable Cigars.
Fable Cigars. And they're having their cigars made by Skip at Nicasueño.
Okay.
And that's.
I was giving them a hard time, like,
Sean.
because like I mean we have an online store at Cigar Federation, and I always get hit up to carry people's cigars, but I've never been turned down if I have asked to carry someone's cigars. Right. And then I was a little bit butthurt about that, but I got turned down.
A little bit.
And then I started giving them hell about, because they're brick and mortar retailers. There's nothing wrong with brick and mortar, but they were outlining their business plan. And I'm a marketing guy. I work in a Fortune 50 company. Like, I've been around. So I start questioning their business plan hard.
Right.
And it went. I felt bad. I'll stay on the record. I felt bad.
It was no taboo, I'll tell you that.
It was not that bad. That was just, that guy's just a fucking schmuck.
Were they cool about it or what?
What?
Were they cool about it, or how did they take the...
No, I mean, they were good. I mean, they came back and they answered my questions, and, like, everything was good. I mean, nothing was, like, negative or anything.
I didn't think there was...
Like, it just got a little awkward.
I didn't think there was a problem at all. I mean, you were just asking... You weren't being rude. You were just asking questions. And, I mean, and their business plan lined up with what they wanted to do. And
Right. And I just didn't agree with it.
I don't. Yeah, but whether it's not your business.
Right. Well, that's the point. Is that I was giving them a lot of advice they probably didn't want to hear.
Copy that. Regardless, that's Fable is a good cigar. Did you smoke it, Logan?
I've had it.
Yes, it was pretty good.
It's pretty good smoke. It's definitely different from some of the other stuff that comes out of Nicasueño.
Completely different.
But I enjoyed it. It looks like a Nicasueño cigar, but it doesn't necessarily taste like. Fabian, do you ever do
these giveaways? Let's do these giveaways. Fuckhead.
Do you ever do any blending?
I have. I work with for the blends that I did a Villiger, the Trio, Cabarete, and Cuellar. Mm-hmm. That was mostly me with Ho Chi and his master blender. His master blender, mind you, he's a young kid, 29, 28 years old, the coolest fucking guy ever. I go down there to the factory, hang out with him, talk shit. I'm like, hey, what's going on? What are you blending? What are you working on? And he'll tell me, he's like, man, there's some tobacco here that Ho Chi doesn't want me to use. He's like, but let's try to do something with this, you know? So those three, I was able to work with him. Also, when back in the days with the Swag, Swag Sobe, that's one that I worked with him. We did a special type of process on the wrapper. That's what made it a little bit sweeter and flavorful on that one. But the rest, Ho Chi just gives the input. He comes back and says, you know what? You guys are using tobacco from. He'll know. He's like, you're using it from this tobacco, from this farm, and this. He'll tell, his name is Gerardito, and he'll tell him, listen, go use from this farm because that one's more ready for this. So he'll know. So he'll go ahead and fix that up right there.
It's like a master chef, man.
Yeah, man, it's very cool. So every time I go down there, I go straight to. The factory's open doors for me, actually for a lot of people. You can walk in there and go straight to Ho Chi's office, and the door will be open. It's not one of those that you come into the lobby and they're like, oh, yes, let me get the sir, and he'll see you in 20 minutes. No. In there, they bring you right in, straight to him, and you say hello, and he's there in his jeans and sneakers with his legs up, like, hey, what's up, you want a drink? You know, it's very chill. It's a very different type of farm. So I go down straight to the blending, and I'll talk to Gerardito, be like, hey, listen, I want to blend something. I want to work on something. Let's just tell me what kind of tobacco we have, and we can work with. So it's cool. That's awesome.
Logan, I've actually changed the Cigar Federation field trip. Are you ready for the new itinerary?
Sure.
We'll fly into Miami, and then we're gonna hang out with Fabian for like a day and a half, and then the three of us are gonna hop on a plane and we're gonna fly down to the Dominican Republic.
To Santiago.
And then we're gonna jump in. We're gonna go right, and then we're just gonna start blending. Boom, right away.
Okay, so this is how it should go. You guys should come there.
Okay, so we all know we're living in a fucking fantasy land in this conversation, right? I just want to let everyone know.
Hey, I got 5 on it, man. I'm ready to go.
You got $5 or 5 G's?
Look, this is very possible. This is what's gonna go down. Boom.
Let's hear it, baby. Tell me, drop it.
You guys come in on a Wednesday to Miami.
I was thinking Wednesday. That's weird.
Yeah, I'll show you Miami around and this and that. We'll stop by some manufacturers just so you can say hello to a couple of people. I mean, I'm friends with all of them anyways, and so are you guys. So we'll go out Wednesday night, turn up a little bit in Miami. Thursday, a little bit of beach, smoking, drinking. The flight from Miami doesn't leave till 6 o'clock anyways to Santiago.
That's perfect.
So we'll leave 6 o'clock. We'll be in Santiago by 9, have dinner with Ho Chi. Friday, be up early in the factory, blend the whole day, go out Friday night, smoke cigars, hang out with Abe from PDR as well, and or with Tony from La Flor. That's usually the guys I'm with over there anyways. And then Saturday, we'll wake up, go back to the farm, get to the factory, get the blends that we got ready for you guys, and take them directly to the beach, to Cabarete, till Sunday.
This sounds perfect.
Well, this is sounding pretty sweet. I don't know. We might have to dip into the purse strings.
Dude, this sounds perfect. And, like, I think we could even bring our wives on this trip.
You can.
They could spend some time on the beach, hanging out. You know, Logan, you just need to get somebody to watch Callaway.
No, man, she's a world traveler. We're about to take her to Australia.
I'm telling you, this, Fabian, we're going to book this, man. What's good? When's
a good time to go? When's the best time to go?
Good time to be down there.
Well, obviously, if you guys want to visit the farms, would be obviously November through, like, March.
I'm more of a factory guy. I've seen the farms.
Then if you're just a factory guy, then anytime. I mean, except December, obviously, because December they close for a whole month.
As far as the weather's concerned, getting to the beach, like I'm not trying to get into the monsoon season.
Well, that's the thing with freaking.
It's always monsoon season.
You don't know what you're gonna get,
Oh man, I don't know, Logan. This is gonna happen, dude.
In the summer, it could be a rainy, crazy week, but then the next week is sunny and super no clouds whatsoever.
You just have to. We'll save up our weather karma.
Exactly.
For a year, and we'll do it. Logan,
weather karma.
It's like parking karma. You know, when you always have that person. There's always somebody with you that whenever you're with them, you always find good parking, whether you're in the city or wherever you are. My wife has.
I live at.
You don't.
I live in Texas. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, okay, so you don't know about parking karma.
No.
My wife Dana has the best bar karma, as far as seating is concerned. We could go anywhere, and there's a line. Like we go up to Russian River Brewing, right? And we go to get some Pliny and whatever it is, because I love Russian River. It's awesome. And it's a line to get in always. And we walk in, we're always waiting like 20 minutes or whatever. The second we walk in, she finds 2 people who are just about to leave and we get their seats. Every single time. She has bar karma, so we need somebody who has weather karma.
Yeah.
Do you have weather karma?
I do.
You do? Oh, perfect. We found him. Awesome.
When I went to San Francisco for the Bay, they told me that it had been raining the last week and a half, and I got there and it's just super hot.
You showed up for the right
nice
reason.
weather.
That's right. And Fabian did give me a call, said, hey, I'm going to be in the Bay, you're going to be around. I wasn't around, I was busy, but I'm glad that you were able to come out and you did get some good weather. It wasn't cold. Like, San Francisco, man, it is so hit or miss. You could be there one day and it's like 75 degrees is a really nice day in San Francisco.
Yeah.
If it's 80, people start freaking out. They don't know what to do. It's so hot. They call that hot. But usually it's, 62 and overcast, but you got some good weather. Logan, we got to pick some winners. I picked 2 based on questions. Can I give you those?
I don't really like when you do that, but I've got an email open, so please tell me.
Bob Dog is a winner because he asked about all the new stuff.
Yep.
And we got some breaking, some Walter Cronkite things happening there, breaking news.
Okay.
And Shooter asked about Fabian singing, and that's going to lead to something weird happening in Vegas in a video that I'm probably not going to want to exist.
I don't even want to talk about.
I will get on the microphone. I'm not even worried about it. Just give me
Dude.
two or three beers, and I'm good to go. I'll start singing right now.
I mean, I'll fucking blow out some meatloaf. I'll blow out your eardrums.
You do anything for love?
But I won't fucking do that.
What is that? Like, what would he not do?
Dude, I don't really know, but it got you singing the song, man. That's all that matters.
Oh, it's a beautiful song. I'll tear it up.
It's good when they have the girl. Like, I know they have the girl in it, but there's like an acoustic version that they do that's like
no good.
It's way more instrumental. Like, it's way more like.
I'd like to point out that Fabian just left.
No, I had to get my charger.
It's about to die. So
No,
the rest of you people that didn't win, email me Logan at Cigar Federation, IndianHead in the subject line, and full name, address, statement saying that you're above legal age in your jurisdiction to purchase tobacco products. And then I got 60 cigars here. I'm going to try to ship them out tomorrow before I go. Are you going to be in Dallas, you said?
I'm going to be in Dallas tomorrow, the whole week.
Really?
Are you in Dallas?
I'm going to be in Plano for work Wednesday night.
Okay.
And I can't believe I just said that because I might have just fucked myself. So where are you going to be at in Dallas?
I am not sure exactly. I'm going to be all around Dallas, to tell you the truth. I'm going to be there with my broker, so he has a couple of meetings there.
I'll be. The office is right next to Lone Star Cigar.
Okay. I'm sure we'll pass by there.
Okay. You might have to hook up. Rob, I'll get a preview.
Sounds like a date.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Vegas, man. And our trip, this trip to the Dominican is going to be awesome.
By the way, you haven't booked our Vegas hotel yet. Just
You're right, I haven't.
FYI, whatever they said, Rob said, I'm on it. I'll take care of it. I was like, this is going nowhere fucking fast.
No, that was like 4 months ago. I am slipping.
I know it was, bro. I bet you John's emailed you every day.
Yeah, I've been booked like 3 months ago.
Where are you staying?
At Treasure Island.
See, that's what we should do.
That's so far.
You just walk across the plank over there.
Yeah, but do you realize how fucking far it is?
It's like $79.
Boom.
On Treasure Island?
Yeah.
Is that cheap?
Yeah.
Look at Logan's ears just went up like the.
I just heard cheap. That's all I heard was cheap.
Look it up right now. I'll talk. You can look it up, Logan. You can
all right, I'll look it up.
You can book us live. That'll be awesome. Baby, are you a beer guy? You a beer guy?
You know what? I'm more of not that huge IPA beer guy. Like it has to be something fruity.
Oh, fruity. Okay.
Yeah, like one beer that I really like. It's actually from New Orleans. It's called Purple Haze.
From Abita.
Yeah. And it has a little bit of that, like raspberry, blueberry taste to it. Those I really fuck with.
Okay, so I might bring some beers for you too. I had one. There's two particular. Do you like watermelon? Are you a watermelon fan?
Yeah.
There's two watermelon beers that I get here locally. One from Anderson Valley, and it's a Goza. So it's a little bit. It's got kind of a tartness to it, but it's got a watermelon flavor. And then 21st Amendment does a wheat beer in San Francisco, and it's called Hell or High Watermelon, and it's got a watermelon flavor to it. And if you go to a place that knows what they're doing, they'll pour it to you in a big glass like this, and they'll put a slice of watermelon on the glass for you. I'll bring a couple of those. I think you might like those. I'll bring some of those to IPCPR.
Yeah, here around my neighborhood, there's huge brewing places that do a lot of wheat stuff and all these IPA different things, especially Wynwood Art District.
Oh yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, and I go there a lot. I mean, pretty much that's where I party pretty much now. And there's all types of beer festivals every weekend.
Yeah, I'm moving to Miami, man. Fuck it.
You're saying I'm moving to Miami? I want to move to California.
I'll trade you.
Dude, Stratosphere $70 a night.
Boom. No.
Yeah, dog.
What's the other one?
I'm looking it up, dog.
I don't want to stay at the Stratosphere. We stayed. Fabian, come on, help me out here. We've stayed at the Stratosphere twice at Vegas IPCPR, and it's just a pain in the ass. The rooms suck.
Yeah.
The
internet, and I mean, we're there. We need the fucking internet.
It's $121. It's out of
It didn't work for 3 of the days that we were there.
Oh, that's not true.
That's absolutely true. Ask John. I'll call John.
Yeah, let's call him up.
I'll get John to hop on the chat right now. We're airing our dirty laundry. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out where we're staying.
It's $121 a night.
121.
Yep.
Treasure Island.
Yes, sir.
See, went up.
Yeah, but I bet you if we had booked it 3 months ago, Rob, you fucking asshole, it probably would have been 70.
Cheers.
See, I got it 3 months ago, and I got it at $79 a night.
There you go.
Fabian, you're not helping here, man.
No, Rob,
yeah.
I appreciate it, Fabian. Thank you, sir.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up because I've had too much to drink. I have to use the bathroom, and we're gonna go from there. But Fabian, appreciate it, man. It was a lot of fun hanging out. The La Galera Habano, guys, seriously, you need to try the cigar. It was so far it's in my top 5 of cigars of the year, and I think by the time the year is out, it's still gonna be in that top 5. I really do enjoy that blend. There's a lot of flavor going on, and it's it really does fit the budget. So. I mean, and that's part of it. So, really do appreciate you hanging out, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to another Cigar Chat episode 215.
That's something like that. I don't know.
I complained to John last time because we have like 3 episode 207s and 2 episode 208s.
How is that possible?
I really thought we were fucking done a long time ago.
No, we've been online.
No, we're going.
We've still been live.
So when did we start that we could curse?
That was the end of the Armed Forces radio segment.
Oh.
So people are still watching us live. So all that bullshit you said about people, all that shit you were talking, everybody heard it.
Well, I'm glad I didn't talk that shit about
You didn't say the bad shit.
No, I'm just kidding. It's still live and it's still on our podcast. So
yeah.
I didn't do a very good job of warning you about that. I apologize.
Good job, Rob.
Hey, it's like the third.
Rob getting drunk on live.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Seriously, I've had how many ounces is this? Logan, what is 22 plus 12?
34. So just 2 ounces shy of 3 beers.
Yeah.
And I've been having a little bit of this.
Yeah, show off. That Havana Club. I enjoyed that when I was down in Mexico. I did enjoy that. That was the first thing. When my wife and I we went to the which beach were we at? Playa del Carmen for a few days, and the first thing I saw when I got off the plane was duty free, and they had Havana Club right there in the front, and I just ran over there and grabbed a bottle. Yeah. And then, of course, in the all-inclusive resort that we were staying at, they had it anyway, so I didn't need to buy it, but anyway, I drank a lot of it while I was there. So, Logan, you're going to pick the winners, and you'll email those guys direct. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. We will be back. When's our next show? It's like the 19th or something like that. It is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like the 19th because we're both gone next week. So, yeah, 19th. And then we've got Viva Republica and Miami Cigar Company coming up right after that. So, lots of cool stuff with IPCPR right around the corner. It's going to be good. Fabian, thanks for hanging out. Guys, thanks for checking out Cigar Chat. Appreciate it. We'll see you on CigarFederation.com.
Logan, I'm going to email you my number so we link up in Dallas.
Do it, man.
Boom.